When your need triggers their distance, it can feel like you are being punished for being human. You ask for something normal, a plan, a clearer answer, more consistency, a little reassurance. And instead of closeness, you get less. Their tone cools, replies slow. They get busy. They go vague. They disappear for a bit. And your body does not experience that as a small misunderstanding. Your body experiences it as danger. Because the second you reached for connection dropped. In this episode, I'm going to explain what is happening inside both nervous systems in plain words, why this push and pull forms even when feelings are real, and what to do so you stop chasing someone who calms their body by creating distance. If this kind of clarity helps your nervous system settle, subscribe. PsychBond is a daily decoder for psychology, relationships, and avoidant and anxious attachment patterns, so you stop guessing. Now, let us start where the truth actually lives, in the body. This pattern is not mainly a communication problem. It is a regulation problem. An anxious nervous system and an avoidant nervous system often use opposite tools to feel safe. And when the bond gets real, those tools collide. In an anxious nervous system, predictability is safety. When you know where you stand, your body softens. When someone replies steadily, your breathing gets easier. When plans are clear, your mind stops scanning. When the bond has a rhythm you can count on, you can focus on your life again. That is why your request feels reasonable to you. It is not control. It is a desire for stability so your body can rest. Now, look at the avoidant nervous system with the same honesty. In many avoidant systems, closeness can feel good in the moment, but it can also trigger a second feeling under the warmth: exposure, expectation, responsibility, the sense that the bond now has weight. Their mind might like you. Their feelings can be real. They can mean it when they say they miss you. They can enjoy being close. But their body can interpret your need as a threat even if you were gentle. Not because you demanded, but because their nervous system hears weight and loses its main safety signal, which is freedom. For many avoidant people, freedom is not just a preference. It is the way their body stays regulated. Space is how they reset. Distance is how they calm the alarm. So when you ask for more, their nervous system can tighten, and their instinct is to lower that internal pressure fast. The fastest tool is distance. That is the collision. Your body reaches for closeness to feel safe. Their body reaches for space to feel safe. Both people can feel unsafe at the same time, but they respond in opposite directions. And because each person is reacting from the body, each person misreads the other. The anxious person experiences distance as rejection and thinks, "I asked for something normal and got punished." The avoidant person experiences needs as threat and thinks, "I was fine and now I am being trapped." If nobody names what is happening underneath, the relationship becomes a loop where both people keep trying to feel safe and keep making the other person feel unsafe. Let us map the loop simply so you can recognize it in real time. Step 1. The bond feels close. Contact is warm. The rhythm feels good. Step 2. You ask for structure. Not drama, not a speech. Something normal like, "When will I see you? Can we talk later? What are we building? Can you tell me if you need space?" Step 3. The avoidant nervous system hears weight. It can feel like expectation. It can feel like obligation. It can feel like being needed. It can feel like being accountable for another person's emotions. Step 4. The avoidant nervous system reaches for relief, and relief comes from distance. Replies get slower. Plans get less specific. The tone turns flatter. They say they are busy. Step 5. The anxious nervous system feels the drop and goes into alarm. Your body says, "Danger. I reached and they left." Step 6. You try to fix the alarm by increasing output. More messages, more checking, more softening, more explaining. Step 7. The avoidant nervous system hears more weight and pulls back more. That is the loop. Now let us talk about what this feels like inside you, because this is where people finally stop blaming themselves. On the anxious side, the body often notices micro shifts first. A shorter reply, a delayed reply, the absence of initiation, plans that do not lock. You might feel a tight stomach, heat in your chest, a restless energy in your arms. Your mind starts scanning for the cause. Did I say too much? Was I too affectionate? Did I ask wrong? Should I have waited? Should I act less interested? That scanning is your nervous system trying to prevent pain. It believes there is a correct behavior that will stop the drop. So you start adjusting yourself. You edit your tone. You reduce your needs. You become more careful. You try to become the version of you that will not be abandoned. On the avoidant side, their body can experience needs as a pressure wave that rises fast. They can feel flooded or trapped. They can feel exposed. They can feel irritated without a clear reason. They can feel a shame signal like, "I am failing, I am not enough, I cannot give what they want." They can feel an autonomy alarm like, "I am losing control, I am being claimed, I will be responsible." They might not have language for it, so they label the feeling as pressure and place it on you. Then they do what their nervous system believes will restore safety. They create space. They get busy. They go quiet. That distance calms them short term, which is why the pattern repeats. What calms them can injure you, and what calms you can activate them. Now here is the truth that keeps you out of self-blame. Your need did not create the instability. Your need revealed it. Needs reveal capacity. They show you what someone can hold without shutting down or punishing you. In a secure bond, a need does not end connection. A need becomes information. A secure person can say, "I hear you. Here is what I can do." Or they can say, "I cannot do that," and you have truth. In an unstable bond, needs create punishment. The bond becomes safe only when you ask for nothing. That is not a healthy relationship shape. That is a system that trains one person to shrink. That is why your body starts feeling unsafe even during good moments, because a part of you learns that being fully you might cause the drop. Now we have to talk about the difference between a request and a demand, because avoidant patterns often blur reality here. A request is, "I want something steady. Can you offer that?" A request includes choice. A demand is, "You must commit now." Most anxious people are not making demands. They are asking for reality. They are trying to know what they can count on. If someone hears every request as a demand, it usually means their nervous system cannot tolerate expectation. But relationships include expectation. Not control, expectation. Expectation like, if you are busy, you communicate. Expectation like, if you need space, you say it and you give a return point. Expectation like, you do not punish needs with silence. That is basic respect. Now let us make this practical with the moments that usually trigger the spiral. Moment 1 is the plan question. You ask, "What day are we seeing each other this week?" They say, "We will see," or maybe, or soon. Your body feels the alarm because vague language is unstable language. The anxious nervous system hears vague and translates it to, I am not safe. The mistake is to beg for the plan or to over-explain why you need it. The better move is one calm structure line. I like you. I want a real plan. If you want to see me, pick a day and time. If they pick one, you have movement. If they cannot, you have information. Moment 2 is the communication request. You say, if you are busy, please tell me instead of disappearing. They respond with, you are too sensitive, or you are overthinking, or why are you making this a big deal? The mistake is to defend yourself with a speech. Speeches are anxious energy, and they often make avoidant bodies feel more threatened. The better move is one clean sentence that returns to reality. I am not asking for constant contact. I am asking for basic communication. Can you do that? Then you stop. Their next behavior answers you. Moment 3 is the clarity question. You say, I want something steady. What are we building? They respond with, you are making it serious, or labels ruin things, or can we not talk about this? This is where anxious people often collapse. They apologize for wanting a normal relationship. They soften the question. They try to be the easy person to keep access. That is how you get trained. The better move is one calm boundary line. I am not forcing an outcome. I am asking for clarity so I can make good choices for myself. If you cannot offer something steady, I will step back. That is a standard, not drama. Now let us name the biggest anxious trap in this pattern, because it steals years. The trap is believing that if you say it the right way, they will stay. So you keep adjusting your tone. You keep shrinking your needs. You keep trying to become easier. You tell yourself you are being patient, understanding, mature. But if your patience is coming from fear, it is not secure. It is self-abandonment. You accept last-minute plans because it feels safer than asking for a plan and risking coldness. You accept vague answers because at least you have a thread. You stop bringing up needs because you do not want to trigger distance. Over time, your body learns that your truth is dangerous. That is why you can feel unsafe even in good moments. You are not only bracing for them, you are bracing against yourself. Now let us name the avoidant trap too. The avoidant trap is believing that distance is harmless because the intention is not harm. They think, I just need space. I am just busy. It is not that deep. But to an anxious nervous system, silence is not neutral. Silence is alarm. Silence feels like abandonment. So the avoidant person pulls back to regulate, and the anxious person becomes activated. Then the anxious person tries to restore safety with more contact, which activates the avoidant person. Both people feel justified. Both bodies are trying to survive. The solution is not one person becoming perfect. The solution is changing the relationship shape so both nervous systems have predictable safety. Predictable does not mean constant. Predictable means you know what happens next. Now, let us talk about what you should do when your need triggers their distance, because you cannot control their nervous system, but you can control how you respond. First, do not chase the distance. Chasing is your nervous system trying to lower pain fast by pulling them back. It also teaches their nervous system that distance is followed by you trying harder, which makes distance a tool that works. Second, do not debate labels like pressure. Debates keep you stuck. Return to reality. I am asking what you can offer and what I can count on. Third, ask for one piece of structure that protects both bodies. If you need space, tell me and give me a time you will reconnect. This is simple and respectful. It gives them space without chaos. It gives you predictability without begging. Fourth, watch what happens next, not what they promise, not what they explain, what they do. Now we need to talk about the return, because that is where anxious people lose months. They pull away, then they come back warm. They text sweet. They act like nothing happened. Your body feels relief, and relief is powerful. Relief can erase memory. Relief can make you pretend the cost did not happen. This is where you need a rule that protects you. A return is not a reset. Warmth is not proof the pattern changed. So you do not punish them, but you also do not pretend. You calmly say, I want to reconnect. I also need us to be clear about what happens when you pull away after I ask for something. If you need space, tell me and give me a return point. If they can agree and then do it, you have movement. If they dodge, minimize, joke, or go cold again, you have truth. Truth is what settles the nervous system long term, not temporary warmth. Now, let us talk about why this pattern feels so physical. Because it is. Your nervous system treats attachment like survival. When the bond feels close, your body releases relief. When the bond drops, your body releases alarm. Alarm creates scanning. Scanning creates rumination. Rumination makes the person feel bigger than your life. Then, when they return, relief hits again, and your brain calls that relief love. But relief is not the same as safety. Relief is the end of alarm. Safety is a steady baseline. That is the difference. A healthy bond gives you steady safety. An unstable bond gives you repeated relief. Relief feels intense, but it is not the same as being held. Now here is a simple move you can use the moment you feel the shift. Because this is where people lose control and start texting from panic. When you feel the drop, your body wants to end the discomfort fast. So give your body a different action that ends the urgency without chasing the person. Put both feet on the floor and exhale slowly, longer than you inhale. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Tell yourself one sentence out loud. I do not need a reply to be safe right now. Then wait 10 minutes before you write anything. 10 minutes sounds small, but it is everything. 10 minutes is the difference between a calm standard and a panic message. And if you still need to communicate after those 10 minutes, you do it in one clean line that protects you, not a paragraph that bargains for access. This is how you retrain your nervous system. You teach it, I can hold discomfort without collapsing into chasing. Now let us get more practical, because you need a plan, not just insight. If your need triggers their distance, run a short proof window. Not a forever waiting period, a short window. In that window, you make one clear request. You watch what they do, and you decide based on the pattern, not the best moment. Your request can be, I want something steady. If you need space, tell me. and give me a time you will reconnect. Then you stop talking. You do not chase. You do not explain. You watch. If they can meet that with behavior, you continue. If they cannot, you step back. This is how you stop turning your nervous system into a negotiation tool. Now, let us address a common excuse that keeps anxious people stuck. They might be busy. They might be stressed. They might be depressed. Real life happens. That is true. But busy does not erase respect. Stress does not erase communication. A hard week does not require silence. A person with capacity can say, "I am slammed today. I care about you. I will call tomorrow night." That is communication. A person without capacity goes quiet and expects you to adapt. So do not let the word busy erase the pattern. Watch what happens repeatedly, especially after you ask for something. Another excuse is, "Maybe I just need to be patient." Patience is healthy when there is growth. Patience is self-harm when there is repetition. The difference is simple. Is the structure changing, or are you being asked to adapt forever? Are they learning a new way to handle needs, or are you learning a new way to stay quiet? If the structure is not changing, patience becomes postponing reality. Now, I want to speak directly to the avoidant listener for a moment, because this is also a channel for people who want to stop hurting others. If your instinct is to pull back when someone asks for something, you may feel pressure fast. You may feel trapped fast. You may tell yourself they are too much. But what your partner experiences is alarm. Silence is not neutral. It feels like abandonment. So, if you want a relationship, your job is not to become perfect. Your job is to learn one simple skill. Communicate space with a return time. It can be one sentence. "I feel overwhelmed. I am not upset with you. I need a day. I will check in tomorrow evening." That sentence keeps your autonomy and protects their nervous system from spiraling. If you cannot do that, the pattern will keep repeating, and you will keep hurting people and calling it incompatibility when it is actually a regulation issue. Now, back to the anxious listener, because I want you to take the shame off your shoulders. Your needs are not the enemy. The enemy is a bond that punishes needs with distance. Your request did not create the instability. Your request revealed it. Needs reveal capacity. They reveal what someone can hold. If someone can only stay close when you ask for nothing, you are not in a safe relationship. You are in a system that requires you to disappear, and your body knows. That is why you feel unsafe. Now here is a clean way to stop your phone from becoming the regulator. Before you text, ask yourself 3 questions in plain words. Am I texting to get clarity, or am I texting to lower panic? If it is panic, I wait. Am I about to write a paragraph, or can I say one clean sentence? If it needs a paragraph, I wait. If they reply warmly, will I forget the pattern and accept the reset, or will I still require structure? If I know I will forget, I wait. These questions are not games. They are guardrails. They keep you from making decisions from alarm. They keep you from turning your nervous system into something another person can control by withholding. Now let us talk about what happens when someone labels your needs as too much. This is a moment where many anxious people lose themselves. You start proving you are reasonable. You start explaining your childhood. You start apologizing for wanting a normal relationship. That is how you become trainable. The clean response is one sentence. I hear you. I still need basic communication and a plan. If you cannot offer that, I will step back. Then stop. The next move is the answer, and it is important to understand this. A person who cares and has capacity might feel uncomfortable, but they do not punish you for existing. A person who lacks capacity makes you the problem so they can keep their comfort. This is why needs are such a powerful truth test. Needs reveal who can hold a relationship shape and who can only hold moments. Now let us name the sign that you are paying too high a price. If you feel like you must watch your tone, watch your timing, watch your needs, watch your joy so they do not pull away, that is not a relationship. That is management. And your nervous system will not settle inside management. So set one standard and watch for change. Communication during space, a return time, follow through on a plan. You do not need 10 rules. You need 1 or 2 that change the whole shape. If they can meet it, you continue. If they cannot meet it, you step back instead of negotiating yourself smaller. That is how the loop finally ends. And one more truth that anxious people need to hear without sugarcoating. If you have to become low need to keep someone close, you are not becoming secure. You are becoming quieter out of fear. Secure love does not require you to earn basic care. Secure love can handle a normal request without turning it into a test. So when you notice the pattern, do not ask, how do I ask better? Ask, what does this person do when I ask? Do they lean in with honesty? Do they offer a plan? Do they communicate space with a return time? Or do they punish the request with vagueness and distance? That answer is your future. You do not have to hate them. You do not have to diagnose them. You just choose what you participate in. Because the goal is not to keep someone who only feels safe when you are small. The goal is to be in a bond where you can breathe, speak, and exist without bracing for the drop. Welcome to PsychBond. You're safe here.